It's 8:51 a.m. and we have voted 217 people today. We set the machines up this morning and had to certify that each voting machine had a zero balance. No voters had been on the machines, and we certified that. We're now in the process of voting. At the end of the day, at 7 o'clock, we'll lock the door. Any voters that are inside the precinct will be allowed to vote, but no one will be allowed to come in. And then we will go through the reverse process of certifying the machines, the number of voters. We will accumulate all of our votes on one card, and all of the cards will be picked up by an election board member from Walker County and be taken to Lafayette, and there they will accumulate all the votes. So I don't know how long the process will take, because we don't know how many people will be here at 7 o'clock. But we will try to make it just as quickly as possible.
I have two voters here who have official absentee ballots, and that's what you're waiting. They're doing construction, so there is a paved drive that goes around and will go from the back to the back of the building instead of the end. Used to go into the old. You can't do that.
I've been pretty sure from the get-go, pretty much, from the very beginning. And yeah, it's a little difficult. There's some red tape you got to go through here and there, but it's well worth it. Locally and nationally, I think we're at a major crossroads. I think this is the closest we've been to, definitely to an economic depression, since the 1920s and, early 30s. I think that a lot of decisions we make now and, what happens today is going to decide, pretty much what's going to happen within the next 4 years, and it could go either way right now. I think things could either really go bad and fall apart, and life's going to be very, very arduous for the average American, or we're going to see a lot of change, and we're going to see things start going the right way. We're going to see better tax cuts. We're going to, I think that, or at least my hopes are that, we won't have such a top-heavy echelon anymore. That, that wealth will be distributed more amongst the middle class and the lower classes, and that, we see tax cuts. And because if we don't, things keep going the way they do. I mean, with the ethanol and the gas causing food shortages and gas prices and oil prices and war. I mean, this at least in my life, and I think since probably, 1969, 1970, this is the most important time for America. Since then, it's the first time my generation has ever been on the verge of a crisis, economically, politically, straight across the board. The economy is very important. Healthcare, financial brackets, taxes, pretty much anything but the moral issues that have been at hand, which, are important to some people, are important to me to an extent, but at the same time I feel a lot of people don't understand that, we cling to certain issues while there's a lot of things that are going on that are over our heads or being swept under the carpet that have, caused things to be very, very hectic and very unsettling the past 8 years, and, have really hurt the middle class, economically. Foreign policy is very important, but, I think we really need to worry about getting things stable here, getting the infrastructure back to being steady and stable, and, then go ahead and make amends where amends need to be made.
It's pivotal. I was debating on even who I wanted to vote for. Still, even until this morning, I wasn't completely decided. So I don't know if I could really pinpoint one particular thing. We just kind of have a mess of stuff that needs to be addressed. We've got obviously our economy, but healthcare is big. Owning my own business, I can't even really afford medical insurance for myself and my wife. So that's huge. I don't enjoy seeing some of the things I see with big businesses where, big businesses seem to continue to just make more and more profits, or, middle-class working folks are having a tough time. So I'd like to see some balance there somehow. I understand there's a purpose, probably a lot of things I don't know about that we, even as the public, aren't informed about that are important, that a reason why we keep pressing on, but it'd be nice to see our troops come home. I don't envy either guy, whoever gets elected, because they're just dropping into a big mess, and I think they're going to have a big task ahead of them to try and turn things around. So sometimes I haven't really loved either choice. this would also probably be the case. I don't hate either one, but I'm not in love with either candidate either. So, but I feel that this is such a really big, probably one of our most important elections we've had in recent history, and so I just felt that I need to exercise my right to vote, and even being undecided, I need to just go with my conscience and tell me what my conscience says I would vote. So it's still a toss-up. I think they both have strong viewpoints about their position, and I think it's almost too bad we couldn't just get them both in there and get them working together and get the ship straightened around, because I think together they probably do a great job, but unfortunately it's not that way. But we'll probably get a little bit of the best of both worlds. But I feel better about voting what I did than if I would have voted the other way. I'll just put it like that. And my name is Craig Johnson. I'm a Chickamauga voter.